if you see me on one of the channels, stop and say hey. That's fine. Just don't expect me to be on there 24/7, 365. Anyway, let's kick things off appropriately, because I think this is the... If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the Super Bowl episode.
Looks like hell froze over.
Yes, it has. Anyway... Alright. Let's see how they do this. Because I know a Jackbox streamer got temporarily banned for trying to actually stream the game itself. Word of friendly advice: don't. It'll get you in a bunch of trouble, and well, you don't want that. And then you have to restart everything over again. It's a little bit crazy. Anyway, let me double check to make sure everything is good. It is. And off we go. Episode of your favorite TV show is unexpectedly predicted for a rerun. What do you do? Guessing you know how it ends, I'm sure you can say the same about this year's big game. I mean, not wrong.
Welcome to the Re-Ride. It's good to see you.
Lady.
Tickets, please. Does that mean the arcade has just opened?
Sure
Let's see how many coins you are taking out today.
Hopefully a decent amount of them.
Is this your first time on the Re-Ride?
No,
Excellent, thank you. That makes all our jobs so much easier. As a reminder, here are your buzzers.
The spacebar and the enter.
Before you go, please be aware that this is a non-profit fan project in no way associated with Jackbox Games.
Duly noted.
And now it is time to begin the Re-Ride. See you at the bottom.
Yes.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. And now, please welcome the man who truly does know Jack, Sam Feely.
Man, that's a level of TV watching commitment I'm just not willing to try. If God wanted us to watch whatever the TV put in front of us, He wouldn't have given us remote controls or HDTV. I find people arguing about home repairs oddly relaxing. Are you ready for some football? Of course you're not. Let's play some You Don't Know Jack instead, my rowdy friends. Okay, Buzzina, let's find... Moving right on to... I'll be back after this 10-minute commercial break. The NFL is notoriously litigious about unauthorized use of the phrase super...
The big game.
Oh, cool. Thanks for proving my point. That it feels like using terms like unalive and segs to circumvent autocensors on social media. And on that note, which of these is not a superb owl? Duo, the Duolingo mascot, Tobias from Animorphs, Woodsy, the U.S. Forest Service mascot, or Hedwig from the Harry Potter novels? Tobias morphs into a red-tailed hawk, not an owl.
There you go.
And then he gets stuck in that form, much like we are stuck in an endless cycle of Chief Soup
The last game.
appearances. Hit your buzzer and let's... Ooh, diarrhea. Here's your category. No soup commercial for you. And right this way, please. Which of these brands would least likely buy an ad on the Super Bowl? Health Valley, Progresso, Bigelow, or Campbell's? Bigelow makes tea, not soup.
Yep. Not that there's
Although I've
anything
never
wrong.
liked hot tea or any hot drinks, it's supposed to be good for my dulcet tones, but the only thing I want to be on fire when I'm calling a game is my team's offense. Okay, friendo, how much? Allow me to introduce
There you go.
worse economic decisions than trading Luka Doncic. Even the most militantly committed sports ball haters will still watch the
Big Showdown.
for the commercials, the most expensive ads imaginable, completely losing the plot of what their goods and services are supposed to be, and sometimes a self-inflicted death sentence. Which of these companies used a comedian famous for creating comically disastrous scenarios as a spokesman for a
The Gridiron Finale.
ad, then went out of business by the end of that same year? Pets.com, FTX, Quibi, or Enron?
I think it was.
It couldn't have played out any more like an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm if they did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Dubbed retroactively the funniest
The Big Finale.
commercial in history by sports
You can
media blog
appreciate the
Awful
commitment
Announcing,
to this.
Larry David says, I don't think so. Buzz in for the buck. Good shoot. All right, here's what we're doing.
Solid.
Wait, there's a football game on during this.
The Championship Face-Off.
Here comes the Questione. Which of the following Super Bowl ads actually made it to air? Mickey Rooney burying his ass for Airborne, a sad assembly robot committing suicide for GM, women being seduced by produce for PETA, or an ad for the affair dating site Ashley Madison? During Super Bowl 41 in 2007, General Motors really did run an ad featuring a quality-obsessed GM assembly robot who screws up on the job, gets fired, and jumps off a bridge before realizing it was all a dream. So enjoy the big game, everyone, and please buy a Chevy Blazer EV. Okay, how much money am I... Ready for me to drop the old school joint of the day?
Oh, when did it happen? Got it.
This When Did Happen goes by the name of... Swiftly moving on to the next one. Pretty simple stuff. Just tell me if each bottom event happened before or after the top event, or if it never happened at all. All right, history class is in session. Well, with the Kansas City Chiefs and
The Grand Finale.
yet again, be prepared for the gratuitous cutaways to Travis Kelce's girlfriend Taylor Swift watching from a luxury suite until it all comes crashing down, like all of her past relationships. And on that note, Taylor Swift releases We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together.
that's
Death,
what Jake
taxes,
Gyllenhaal
the Chiefs and
The Last Game.
and Taylor Swift's relationships going down the toilet. History doesn't repeat itself, but it frequently rhymes. Now let's look at some famous breakups that have already happened. Ariana Grande releases Thank You Next after breaking up with Pete Davidson.
Yeah, that was clearly happened.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez break up for the first time.
I was right around June, I
Montenegro declares independence from Serbia.
think. Yeah, that was before.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez break up for the
That
second
was just
time.
this year.
South Sudan declares independence from Sudan.
All right, it was before.
Aaron Rodgers' Achilles tendon declares independence from his leg in his New York Jets debut.
After.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez break up for the third time. And scene.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Now, don't say I didn't warn you, Travis. Tay-Tay could cheat on you with your brother and seize all your assets during the game, and Swifties would still find a way to pin the blame on you. Well,
No.
you're in first place, that's for sure.
No, no.
Hit your buzzer. Kinky. All right, here's your category. I'd wager that for $1. You know how before the
The Football Spectacle.
or other sports championship, the mayors of the team's home cities will wager something like some kind of famous local snacks? Suppose the mayors of Philadelphia and Kansas City decide not to default to cheesesteaks and barbecue and instead wager some other famous things from their respective cities. Which of these pairs would most likely be on the line? Heinz ketchup and Starbucks coffee, one of Mr. Rogers' sweaters and one of Bill Nye's coats, box sets of Home Improvement and Superstore, or Burt Bacharach and Meek Mill albums?
I think maybe it might be Mr. Rogers.
Science rules, this answer doesn't. Now get the out of my neighborhood.
Wow.
The late pianist and record producer Burt Bacharach was born in Kansas City, and rapper Meek Mill is from Philadelphia. Late pianist. Hope that's not Taylor Swift's nickname for Travis Kelce.
Some think so. Affirmative, Ghost Rider. Here's the category.
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting trophies. Let's check out the question. Suppose the NFL replaced the Vince Lombardi Trophy with the Vince Guaraldi Trophy. Which MVP would most likely win it? Most valuable psychologist, most valuable painter, most valuable pianist, or most valuable priest?
Vince Guaraldi.
Oh, so that's Tay-Tay's nickname for Travis.
There you go.
Vince Guaraldi was a jazz pianist who composed the Charlie Brown theme and the score for animated TV specials like A Charlie Brown Christmas. The NFL tried to do a Peanuts TV special, but no one really wanted to watch something called It's a Great 2 Concussion, Charlie Brown.
Talk to me, kiddo. Give me a...
Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Here's a category. You belong with me. Metaphorically.
So we're going to get a little heavy.
Can we go back to the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce thing? There's a rumor going around that says Travis will propose to Taylor after the game. Say Travis Kelce proposes to Taylor Swift, but he makes a modest proposal based on Jonathan Swift's famous essay. If Tay-Tay says yes, yes, what will they most likely do? Sell their children to Oscar Mayer, topple Europe's governments for America, exterminate all men, or admit that Francis Bacon wrote Bad Blood?
I think it involves selling children.
A Modest Proposal is a satirical essay published in 1729 in which Jonathan Swift explains how poor Irish families could alleviate their economic troubles by selling their children to the rich as food.
Yikers.
I know that sounds dark, but it would make that jingle funnier. My baloney has a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R. No, literally, it's made of my son, Oscar.
Yay.
Think about lentils be lengthificator. Oh,
gibberish.
God, no. I knew I forgot something when I was writing the contracts. Now let's see what your real gibberish category is going to be.
Take penicillin after exposure to gibberish questions.
Don't take too long to
Well,
sort out
that
this
makes
gibberish.
sense.
You answer quick, you win or lose big.
Okay, tell me what famous saying this rhymes with. Rhyme flowing through
Rhyme
quiz?
flowing through quiz.
P curled. And ignore the punctuation, but not those symptoms.
Rhyme flowing through quiz, be curl. Rhyme flowing through quiz, be curl.
It's a commercial slogan. Call J.G. Wentworth. It's a commercial slogan featuring the winners of
The Big Showdown.
the military-industrial complex.
Yeah.
You're going to Disney World? Why would you do that to yourself after the meat grinder that is an NFL season? Between the never-ending lines, the overpriced tickets, food, and hotels, and the fact that it's in Florida, if I won
The championship face-off.
I'm going to take a 5-month nap. Wake me up when training camp starts.
See, I just go on
Rise and
cruise
shine,
and
millennials.
go outside.
Nice job. That was my allowance when I was 8. Your category
You
is...
made a lot of money.
Shouldn't we have started here in the first place? Well, we've covered everything about the big game, but it still feels like something's missing. Damn, I hate that feeling. What the hell could it be? Cover the
The big game.
commercials, the cities that are playing, the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift rumors. Oh, I know what we forgot. The coin toss. It's too late to start the game over.
Yes.
Assuming you have a 50-50 shot of winning a coin toss, which technically you don't, but that's for another game, which of these events is the closest to the same chance of happening? Shaquille O'Neal making a free throw, Tom Brady
I
reaching
think
the
it'd be
Super Bowl. Shaq made free throws at a 52.8% clip during his NBA career, closer to the implied 50-50 odds of a coin flip than any of these other events. But there's a 100% chance that the entire city of Philadelphia will be ashes by the end of the week if the Eagles win. And probably if they lose, too.
How much is this one worth to you? Buzz it.
All right. Let's cook.
For this clue, I'm going to have to employ my public address announcer voice. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineups. You'll just have to imagine Alan Roach's voice in your head from here. Good luck.
Gotcha. That would be... Patrick Mahomes, yeah. I almost took too long on that one. Kelsey. Jalen Hurts. Saquon Barkley, former Giants, by the way. Andy Reid. Yep. I kinda know my stuff. That would be Kendrick Lamar.
Now that's how you attack the attack.
Uh-huh.
Show me the money.
Nice.
Wow, incredible performance. But if a player gets a high score in a trivia game and there's no one there to see it, did it ever really happen?
Say hi to Sam, everybody. Say hi to Sam. Oh, wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? Hold on a second here. We gotta move this back up. There you go. Okay. This concludes this episode of You Don't Know Jack, the Ride. The big flipping game. If you like what you saw here, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment in the section below, and spread that word. This is Stick and Squeeze Gaming.